So, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second appointment with the webinars on Italian technologies, jointly organized with Italian Trade Agency, ACIMIT, and National Textile University, Faisalabad. My name is Valentina Butera, Head of Promotion and Fairs Office in ACIMIT. Today, we will have 3 presentations on weaving sector given by Itema, Smith, and Roy. At the end of all sessions, we will have a time for questions. But if you wish, you can also send your question in the chat of the platform during the presentation. We will collect them and then we will answer at the end. So without wasting any more time, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Claudio Ranza, Itema's Airjet Product Marketing Manager. He is a recognized textile expert with more than 30 years career. Graduated with a textile degree, he has worked ever since in Itema in various roles with ever-increasing responsibilities. I let Mr. Ranza speak. Please, Mr. Ranza.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the possibility of being here with you and presenting our company. I would like to share my presentation and starting directly with the. Can you hear me first of all, please?
Sí.
Okay, thank you. Let's have a brief look to the worldwide distribution of looms referring to the year 2019. In the recent years, the trend of water jet that actually they still are the most important and most useful looms installed around the world, but the trend is decreasing, mainly due to the lower versatility and the high cost for the wastewater treatment. While for rapier looms, there is a strong growth in sales. Actually, rapier and airjet are a little bit the same, but anyway, worldwide, the rapier looms are increasing. Projectile looms, despite being the best weft transfer system ever, nowadays represent just a niche in the market, with an average of 200 machines per year. It's a machine chosen by some of the world's best producers of denim, but above all, technical fabrics such as carpet backing, agrotextile, conveyor belts, wire fabrics, geotextile, and etc. Before going on, just let me give a smart presentation of my company. That Itema is a leading global provider of advanced weaving solutions, including also weaving machine, of course, spare parts and integrated services. It was born from the merger of and acquisition over the years of very important brands in the textile machinery industry, such as Sulzer Textile, Somet, Vamatex, and in the last year also Panther. Itema has its global headquarters in northern Italy, Bergamo area, is national airport. We have more than 900 employees worldwide and 2 production sites in Italy, 1 in Switzerland and 1 assembling line in China. Itema has also a worldwide presence with commercial, after-sales and training centers in Italy, Switzerland, China, India, Japan, USA, Hong Kong, and Dubai. Okay, let's start. Our portfolio is rich because we are the only manufacturer in the world to provide the top 3 weft insertion technologies. Rapier with both negative and also positive transfer, airjet and projectiles. Airjet weaving technology. With the airjet looms, it is possible to reach today speed performances that were unthinkable even only 6-7 years ago. We have customers who nowadays are able, with the new A9500 second generation air-jet loom, with cotton fabrics for clothing and apparel at speed of 1,280 and 1,320 picks per minute, 8,000 working hours per year. So with fabrics made from synthetic yarns, such as linings, these speeds are even higher. The air-jet weaving machine is confirmed even more and more competitive and winning, especially for the sectors of simple fabrics and mass production. Here we can see the segments where, in fact, the sector of gray fabrics, such as fabrics for background printing, apparel, bed sheeting, that record the greatest preference for the air-jet. Next comes the denim sector and synthetic and shirting. Rapier weaving technology. Rapier looms are the most versatile looms ever. Virtually all orthogonal fabrics on the market can be woven with Rapier technology. Thanks to sophisticated research on materials and innovations that we will explain in the next slides, our Rapier looms have achieved truly remarkable performances and with customized solutions so as to satisfy any need of the weavers. But compared to the air-jet looms, due to the mechanics of the weft insertion system, Rapier looms have a slightly higher spare part cost. The segments are very, very large. Practically, as I said, there are no limits of orthogonal fabrics to be produced by Rapier weaving technology, by the Rapier looms. The future of textile. So the market of woven textile is getting more and more competitive. So listening to our customers, the three main points to focus for the future of the weaving machine are the versatility. The weaving machine should be ready to weave different styles of fabrics and possibility to weave the widest range of weft yarns with a reduced machine setup timing. So versatility. First, digitalization and performances. Predictive maintenance, for instance, and big data collection are key points to provide the weavers with smart solution able to guarantee cost savings and reduce the workload. Third, sustainability. To increase the competitiveness, the weaving machines need to provide reduced consumption, both in terms of energy and fabric waste. So, versatility. Versatility for Rapier looms means a wide range of weft insertion systems. For instance, with guide hooks, we call SK, with guide grippers, with guide hooks inside the shed. Maybe I have to. With guide hooks is to allow the highest weaving speed. Specifically for the denim sector, we developed an ultralight version that, in addition to the very high weaving speed, allows the weaver to also set a very small shed angle, like no other reference. This is a very, very important, the shed angle is very, very important condition for the quality of the weaving. With free flight rapiers, sorry.
Scusi, signor Ranza, scusi. I kindly ask you to all participants to mute the microphone, please. Thank you. Mute the microphone, please. Prego, signor Ranza.
Okay. So with the free flight rapiers, FPA, free flight rapiers, They are suggested in case of very delicate warp yarns, even vedo che capiscono. Even filament zero twist, which cannot withstand the presence of guide hooks inside the shed. Then we also have positive rapiers, with positive rapiers in order to really weave any type of weft yarn. Then we also have motorized weft cutter to better optimize the clamping and insertion efficiency of the weft, and also pneumatic tackers that great easy of use and settings, a very user-friendly tacking system, significant lower maintenance cost, no problems of interference with the warp as the mechanical tacker system has. For the Airjet, we have optimized pneumatic platform. We will see later. Optimized pneumatic platform, high performance, main nozzle, sleigh drive with cams, with longer dual and full width reed tackers. Let's go inside deeply in the Airjet. So pneumatic platform, it's a it's a base for the weft insertion on an Airjet machine. Pneumatic platform must guarantee very high speed, respond very quickly, and above all, without large fluctuations in air pressures. For this reason, larger tanks have been designed in order to have maximum system responsiveness and stability. Furthermore, the tanks are positioned in special cavities here, special cavities, and to reduce as much as possible the vibration. Tanks. So, as I told, the main tanks are inside the main frame of the loom in order to reduce as much as possible vibrations. And thanks to this, the pneumatic platform appears compact and at the same time more robust. All these guarantees optimal weft insertion cycle control, which is the, I repeat, which is the main feature to be able to weave at very high speed. Here we can see that the volume that we have increased in comparison with the last model of Airjet looms that we had. We introduced the model since the last ITMA of Barcelona in 2019. One of the most important things also in the weft insertion for the Airjet are the main nozzle and tandem nozzle. It is not possible to insert all types of weft yarns on an Airjet loom with only one type of main and tandem nozzle. These must have specifications to better respond to the different characteristics of the weft yarns. For example, many main and tandem nozzles for synthetic yarns are different from those for span yarns and natural fibers like cotton or viscose span yarn. The latter must be able to insert the weft with the lowest possible air pressure, because span yarns do not have the tenacity, the breaking strength of the man-made yarns. So thanks to this necessity, we have therefore developed special main nozzle and tandem nozzles with the special insert in order to reduce as much as possible the pressure. In fact, we have less 15 or 30% less of air pressure. Thanks to this, it is possible to reduce a lot the weft breakages at same speed, or increase the loom speed with the same stop rates. So next, digitalization. Digitalization, we can offer at the moment solution, electronic and digital solution like iManager, iBooster, and iCare for rapier, and iManager for Airjet. iBooster. The iBooster package is literally, it was introduced in the latest model of rapier loom, even launched during the last ITMA in Barcelona. iBooster is a package that literally boosts machine performances. Thanks to a deep material study by our ITEMA lab in cooperation with Lamiflex. Lamiflex is a producer of composite materials like carbon composite materials and plastics. ITEMA developed new reinforced tapes, sprocket wheels, and micro smart coolers to ensure extended lifetime. Part of iBooster is the iCare package. iCare monitors in real time the state of ITEMA tapes and sprocket wheels and suggesting possible intervention. When it's time to replace these components, a pop-up menu appears on the machine console and helps a lot the weaver technician, the technician of the weaver. It provides an advantage to fully control the machine operations, even when running at high speed. Maximum speed and maximum reliability at the same time. Next, iManager. In the iManager is the ITEMA weaving managing system that brings on laptop or desktop computer all the relevant data and information about the weaving machines. Thanks to iManager, it is possible to see in real time the actual status of the looms, the textile data, the settings, as well as to view and download machine statistics in several formats, giving also essential information about the operation of the weaving machines. Moreover, by means of textile CAD function, it is possible to open, create, modify, and save Dobby and color pattern, as well as to edit old file formats and to directly upload them on the loom. This is iManager for digitalization, an important tool for the modern weaving. Last but not least, sustainability. Nowadays, it's energy consumption is always more and more important, not only for economic reason, but also for economic reason as well. Anyway, for Rapier, for Rapier, we introduced the iSaver, and for airjet, slate drive with cams, iRead, double tandem nozzle, low blow, single hole relay nozzle, iFar, and Artistic. Let's see them more deeply. The iSaver. Since ever, Rapier weaving implicates warp and weft waste formation at both fabric sides. Okay, iSaver is a new device that is able to completely eliminate the left-hand side waste salvage. Listen, left-hand side. So at the left-hand side, there is not waste at all. iSaver is based on the most advanced mechatronic principle, which provides weavers with innovative, intuitive, and simple to operate device. Setup is directly from the machine console. It does not hinder the operating speed of the loom. It is composed by a brushless motor for the horizontal movement of the clamps, these clamps, and a voice coil linear motor for the opening and the closing of the clamps that hold the weft. It is possible to have 4 clamps. It means 4 weft colors. And the benefits are the cost saving. Here we can see some examples, because there is a significant economic return with iSaver. Here we see some example of weft yarn cost saving per year. And we considered average weft yarn cost and not including the warp yarn cost for the waste salvage cord. As you can see, we can reach up to 3,000 euro of saving per year, according to the yarn count and the cost. So the economic return with iSaver is significant, a lot significant, really. In the air consumption is one of the main factors that has a huge impact on the industrial cost of weaving with air-jet looms, of course. As general information, we can say that in air-jet weaving machine, about 70% of the total air consumption is consumed by the relay nozzle. These are the relay nozzle inside the channel, 70%. So iReed is a new reed tunnel that, in combination with dedicated single hole relay nozzles, optimize the airflow inside the reed channel. And thanks to this, it is possible to reduce air consumption up to a value of 23% compared to the standard reed. Here in the two pictures, we can see the iReed solution with the dedicated relay nozzle and the standard reed. So thanks to this, I repeat this important thing that it's possible to reduce up to 23% of air consumption. Sustainability means also efficiency. A large percentage of the filling stops, so the weft stops, are handled by the machine itself. Air-jet can be not successful in weft insertion. It can happen that the weft does not reach the right-hand side of the loom correctly for various reasons. The weft does not break, but comes out of the reed tunnel. In these cases, the air-jet loom can restart automatically through the IFAR device, which eliminates and extracts the short weft from the shed. The weft extraction can be placed pneumatically, and we call it FAR, or with the combined action of pneumatical and mechanical extraction, that I call it IFAR. In this diagram, you can see some comparison, because according to the sector, the type of the fabric, we can suggest to use pneumatic FAR that is simpler and more and cheaper, or the more complex IFAR system that with mechanical and pneumatical action. For instance, for filament fabrics, we can suggest to go with the pneumatic FAR because the efficiency of extraction is very high. In the other hand, for spun fabrics, the more is the heavy of the fabric, and the more is the necessity to have the mechanical system. One of the most important things that helps the efficiency in the air-jet loom is real-time control. As I said before, with the air-jet weaving machine, about 70% of total air consumption is consumed by the relay nozzles. The amount of the air required depends on the opening time of the relay nozzles, and it is crucial to minimize the opening time of each relay nozzle valve. With what? With this IRTC that helps to better follow the flight of the weft, and to reduce as minimum the activation of that. So IRTC simplify machine adjustments. For customers with little qualified personnel, it guarantees better performances and lower air consumption. We can say up to 20% less, 20% of air consumption. For companies that have capable staff, anyway, it allows to arrive in a shorter time to find the optimum configuration, because it's completely automatic. Furthermore, IRTC will be able to benefit from better efficiency in weft insertion, because the system follows its flight better. This benefit is all the more evident the poorer is the quality. The poorer is the quality of the yarn, that needs a longer blow in order to be able to follow every different type of flight low. With the RTC, no need. So we should have also better efficiency.
Randa, okay, scusi, dobbiamo semmai chiudere un paio di minuti così.
Ho finito. Yes. They are all. I just finished, and if you have some questions, or we can see at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ranza. Se vuole uscire dalla condivisione dello schermo, per favore.
Ok, va bene.
Thank you, Mr. Ranza. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Paul Julius Micic. He's a senior manager of Santex Rimar Group, Smith. He gained over 25 years of solid commercial experience in different sectors of textile, apparel, nautical, and advertising. During the last 2 years and a half, he is directing the sales office based in Istanbul, Turkey. Mr. Micic, non la vediamo. Dovrebbe riattivare la telecamera.
Eccomi qua, sì.
E le avvio.
Ok, let's share them. Ok. Does it work?
Perfetto.
Okay. First of all, thank you everybody to be here, and thank you for the organization of this webinar. Invite us to present our group, our company, and our production in this valuable.
Signor Micic, non la sentiamo. Sorry, we have some. Okay.
Yeah, like yesterday, it's happened again. Let's try again. I'm very sorry.
Ok, adesso la sentiamo.
Okay, can we share the video?
Sì, sì.
It's okay, it's working?
Yes, it's working. You can start.
Okay, so I was saying we are here to introduce Smith as a part of Santex Rimar Group. Let's see. It doesn't share the right slide. Can you hear me?
Sì, la sentiamo.
Ma non posso andare avanti con le slide, forse dobbiamo...
Provi a uscire dalla condivisione schermo e riprovare.
Ok, riproviamo.
Noi vediamo adesso.
Vede?
Sì.
One provider, questo. Ok.
Sì.
So, Santex offer to customer many different applications and solutions for its large portfolio, presenting customized machine manufacturers and consultant of material and process, practically 4 divisions in one vision, an integrated approach to the solution. We provide to solve process for weaving down to finished products, being them textile or technical textile. Here is the headquarters of Santex, is in Italy, in Trissino, Vicenza, North Italy. Is a company with a big industrial area, 20,000 square meters. As you see, covered with a solar panel for sustainability. Today is so important to safeguard the environmental condition. Center video. Okay, what did you see is a video showing the new Smith production line. It started 4 years ago, and as you see, Smith is one of the oldest company in the group. The group is built with a 6 company: Isotex, Cavitex, Perotto, Santex. Smith is one of the oldest. Is 83 this years old, and start with in 1964 the group of with Rimar, founded from Marzotto, Giannino Marzotto, as a research and development department of Marzotto Group. Today is one of the leader in Italy as a textile manufacturer. Heritage of 6 companies, I would say, which have made in the history of technology in textile and technical textile. Here we have Smith since 1938, is the first rapier weaving machine of the world. You can see the long history of Smith changed in the time, became a Nuovo Pignone with a famous Fast, and then G6300, and then again GS 900 series. The company joined in 2016 Santex Rimar Group, and today it's part of this very good group. This is one of the latest machine. We have GS 980. 80 means 8 years of history of Smith. Is our production in Italy, 100% Italian manufacturer, produced in Vicenza, and mostly used also in technical textile. Here we have 50,000 machine installed worldwide. It is the first gripper loom in the world, and as I told you, is 100% manufactured in Italy. Performance are very, very important. As you know, the speed is very high, considered as a free flight machine, and in section up to 1,650 meters per minute with a speed of over 700. Versatility, big versatility in terms of yarn count and type of yarn: cotton, spun yarn, polyester, carbon fiber, glass fiber. And is one of the main characteristics of this machine is a free flight machine. It's totally free flight and is guarantee high quality in a fabric, final fabric. The drive, we have a spherical crank driving mechanism. This guarantee to have a movement of the sleigh and the gripper in very smooth movement, and this allows us to work with a free flight in a wide loom 380 is our maximum, and in a very high efficiency and high performance. Slide design, bilateral positive cam, drive with a high torsion rigid to guarantee the perfect closed line formation without any mark and defect on the fabric. Quality at the end of the fabric is very, very important. As I told you, is a free flight, so means there's no guiding hooks. This helps us to avoid any friction with the warp yarn. So, and this helps us to achieve high, more gentle weft insertion and more gentle beat up. High opening angle for cleaning shed, so no friction with a gripper with a warp yarn, and this helps us to have practically very low rate of broken warp hands and high quality of the fabric at the end. Grippers are special design from Smith in order to work in very high speed in free flight. New direct drive allow practically to move the loom in any speed, any range of speed, just with the control of from the console. So reach high performance with a less vibration and noise. High efficiency in transfer for the shed motion. Dobby control from our console. Energy saving. This is very, very important today. The attention for sustainability, for the control of the energy consumption is very, very important. Last but not the least is the high torque and no vibration, high acceleration, in order to guarantee, since the first beating bit of the weft in section, the same torque, the same power, in order to avoid any mark in the start for when we have a stop of the production. New Dobby, we are using the main Dobby in the market, Stobli. Stobli is the leader today in Dobby production. We are using the version 3020 and 3060 in according to the width and the speed of the machine. New Lino Force for the Lino formation. We have the new system to control the high tension and high torque for the Lino. We also have the tacking device in case. New A-cut, this is very important in the case of using wefts, the wide range of weft, like my colleague and competitor, but friend Claudio was mentioning, the wide range of yarn, weft yarn used on loom needs, in some case, different timing of weft cutting, and in this case we are using our E-cut. Technical fabric. We are very specialized, we can say, in a technical sector. Many special features and accessories are available to weave a wide variety of technical fabric. In car, automotive, like airbag, carbon reinforced, carbon look, seat fabric, and iPhone industry, compared with the Airbus Boeing 777 of many years ago, where mostly was plastic, etc. Today, in a new 787, in a fuselage, in a wing skin, in wing flaps, vertical and horizontal stabilizer, are used big quantity of composite material and aluminium, mostly produced practically on our looms, on a weaving machinery. So here we have indicated many, some of the most important parts we need to care, especially when we are talking about technical solution. As you see, for example, in airbag, it's important to have reinforced let-off unit, reinforced take-up unit, like a warp deviation, in according to the kind of fabric, technical fabric we go to check, we go to produce. We have different points, different items to care and to improve in some case in terms of rigidity, in terms of sturdiness and capability in order to reach high performance and a high level of quality of the final fabric. Okay, here we have some of the solution, as you see. Just, okay, some key point, not the speed. Sorry, but okay. We have the comparison. I cannot see my slide anymore. The speed is very, very important. As we said, the double rapier, we can reach speed of 730 peaks per minute. We also have one, what we call one as special version of our machinery with one gripper, one rapier, moving on from one side to other side for special insertion. Of course, the speed is reduced. And also the weft waste is a standard, about 20% in the one. Sorry, we go ahead because I cannot see this. Mi sente?
Sì, la sentiamo e vediamo le slide.
No, però si era bloccata. Ok. Non-ribbon hooks, what I was saying before, is a free flight. Practically, in many cases, especially in a technical fabric, it's very important not to have any hooks because in case of hooks, we may have defects mainly in the warp, as you may see in this slide. Some details, as I mentioned before, in the slide before, are the reinforced take-up, as you see in the left, reinforced sleigh bar, and reinforced let-off. These are very, very important in case we are using, for example, glass fiber, carbon fiber, all those special version necessary in a technical textile solution. So here you can see some characteristics. So reinforced take-up with a tension up to 2,000 kilogram, reinforced let-off, reinforced sleigh. These are all the characteristics we are using on our machine in order to reach high performance and high quality in production of technical fabric. Here, press roller also these are component, special component used on our machine in case of technical fabric. Of course, the take-up roller and the press roller needs to be adapted to the different solution and different necessity needs of fabric production. In case we are producing again carbon fiber or glass fiber or steel, we may have different needs in terms of take-up and press roller. Here we also, the back side of the machine, the same issue. I mean, the warp deviation roller and the break-in whip roll can be single, double, dummy beam, and other different solution which we have on our machine in order to produce practically any kind of technical fabric. Here we have exactly what I just mentioned, the dummy beam, single beam, single dummy beam, double dummy beam, or calendar in case of special process for weaving, like double layer, etc. This we have mainly in fiberglass, for example. Some solution like airbag. So the importance of, as I said before, some items like reinforced let-off unit, reinforced take-up unit, deviation roller, full width tempo, and optical sensor or salvage works of motion. All these are very important in order to produce high quality fabric for airbag. Same issue for industrial fabric in very high density. So in each production there are some special or determined items which needs to be particularly reinforced or built in according to the needs. Conveyor belt, in example. Here is one of our customers in the United States, Fenner.
Produces the highest quality belts available. Our belts are in operation in the most demanding conditions, supporting a vast range of industries.
This is a beam fabric. That is normally our heavier weight fabric. Those fabrics are made to length for
Strength and modulus of the conveyor belt. Load support, impact resistance, and safety are all state-of-the-art modern facilities, is a landmark of achievement in the industrial textile industry. With a combination of research, testing, and production, our efficient operation is a model of productivity while always focusing.
What's that? Okay, what you saw, it was the video of our customer, United States, Fenner, as you see, with a very big factory producing conveyor belt with fiberglass. Here we have also, again, other products, coated fabric and tarpaulin. These are also part of this process is also carried out by machine producer in our group, in a Santex team, like Cavitec and Santex, for finishing and coating, laminating, etc. As I said before, also steel wire fabric is possible to produce on our machine. Again, we have some items and some accessory which are needed to be specialized in order to reach high quality product. Precision also in like filters and bolting cloth. In this case, is very important. You know, the alignment, the precision of the beating and the power of the beating. So attention in a warp division roller, smooth backrest roller, optical works of motion. This in order to control the high density and the very delicate yarn. Glass fiber, as I told you before, and as we saw, we just see the video, and aramid fabric, PVC coated. All these are type of fabric and yarn which can be produced on a Smith machine. Glass fiber, carbon fiber. I'm afraid that the video was not very successful, was going very bad, but I'm very sorry for the connection. Most probably is a problem. This is our very quick presentation to give an idea about the capability in a technical textile production of Smith machine. We are here ready to help you for any kind of needs and whatever is the request or question you may have for our production. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day. Mi sentite?
Ha finito?
Sì.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Micic. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Sandro Botta, who is the Sales and Marketing Manager at ROI since 2008. He's graduated in electronics and in 1998 started the career at ROI. At ROI as a selected resource for in-house program to create future management personnel. The first 10 years were all dedicated to working experience at the subsidiaries abroad. Then he took the position as service manager. Now you can start your presentation, Mr. Botta. Un minuto. Okay.
Okay. Okay, do you see the screen?
Sí.
Okay, very good. So thank you for everybody to be here today. I will try today to give some message to the weft insertion. You have seen two interesting type of machine, weaving machines today. And now you will see what is needed to insert the weft to these weaving machines. The company ROI Italy, together with our sister company Airo from Sweden, is the world leader of the weft feeders that are installed on any type of weaving machines, from rapier to projectile and to airjet. You see there are some pictures of our most recent products, and we will go in more details with the next slides. Also, as information, the company ROI belongs to a larger group that is named Van de Wiele, which is a Belgian company, probably known on your side, that makes carpet machines. So it's also making looms. And inside this big group, there is different companies, all textile related. So you see some names there like Bonas and some others. Talking about weft insertion for the looms, the basic function, I'm sure that you're familiar, is to take the weft from the bobbins and prepare it and insert it to the machines. But it's not only like that. I mean, that is still the main function, but it's very difficult to do it in a proper way for the type of machines, advanced technology that you have seen on the other presentation. The speed is going higher and higher. The demand of quality in the fabric is going higher and higher. So we are, let's say, important partner in this process to guarantee that the final result in the fabric is what the customers are looking for. And this is why we present our product not just a simple item to be put, let's say, on the side of the machine, but is a concept. It's a concept for several different accessories or parts working integrated with the main feeder to achieve all the different functionalities. And nevertheless, it's important to say that our latest products are all preset for what we call digitalization, which means communication between different parts in the feeder side and also with the looms. So we are fully prepared and to reach and to achieve the requirement for the Industry 4.0 that is getting more and more important for all the new applications. Talking about important functionalities, and as I said before, the feeder looks like a motor that is pulling the yarn from the bobbins and inserted into the machine. But for example, also the speed of the feeder is very, very important, because the unwinding speed from the bobbin has to be synchronized with the weaving speed of the machine, depending on the weft pattern. Of course, the speed can be different for different colors. Because it depends, like I said, in the pattern, if it's working with stripes, if it's working weft mixing, and there are many different applications. So to guarantee the perfect synchronization between the speed for each feeder, then since several years we introduced a system, communication system with the looms, also with Rapier, and which means that we know in advance what will happen. We know in advance what kind of speed and insertion rate the machine is requesting. And we adapt pulling the yarn from the bobbin according to that. And you can see below a very simple graph, but I think it gives a very good indication. That is the speed regulation on the left without using any communication with the loom. The feeder has some reaction time to adjust the speed, that is normal. So you will have some fluctuation in the speed, which is a result of fluctuation in the yarn tension, which is a higher stress for the yarn, which we want to avoid. The yarn has to be inserted without any additional stress, with the minimum tension level required for the insertion, which grant the better quality and less possibility for weft breakage during the insertion. And then also with the CAN communication, we have, of course, other possibilities. So we can also control intelligent accessories during the insertion. You will see later. We can also give a feedback in real time about what is happening during the weft insertion. We can set the feeders through the loom terminal. All the new feeders are fully integrated with the latest type of looms and the latest technology. We can give alarm signals and information for troubleshooting. So full integration of our product to the looms. This is one example, one of the most recent and most important product for Rapier looms. It's called ATC, which is active tension control. As I said before, it's very important that we guarantee the proper tension for the weft during the insertion has to be as low as possible, but enough to guarantee the correct insertion. And the way to monitor and to control this tension level is now possible with ATC, because we add a sensor, a weft tension sensor in front of the feeder, so we actually measure yarn tension all the time when the machine is running. And then with this information sensor, we can equalize, we can control the tension level given by the brake on the feeder, and which means we can equalize it to keep constant the average tension level, which is very important in case of variation on the input side. If there is a variation at the bobbin change or between different batches of yarns or different working condition, we can still we can see if there is any difference on the tension coming from different bobbin, and we can equalize it and adjust our system so that what is going to the machine remains constant, which is very important. There is a small example here where you see that this is an example with chenille yarn. That is one of typical yarn where there is quite a big change of tension depending of full size or small size of the bobbin, when it's completely full or almost empty. You see on the top the green line is the tension level. The tension level changes at the bobbin change. This is there is nothing can be avoided, but it's a typical characteristic of the yarn. And so you will see that the tension level is decreasing, which and then when the bobbin change it to the next one, it can rapidly increase again. And this variation in the tension can create weft stops in this period of weaving. With our system below, you see the next graphic with the ATC. You can see that the green line, which is the yarn tension, remains constant, and you see the black line that is the brake holder position. So the item that we use to control the tension of the yarn, you will see that before is a lower, let's say lower position. Then we need to add some tension. We can automatically move the brake, so the brake will add the tension that is losing from the bobbin. And then when the tension from the bobbin increases again, we can again relieve very rapidly the tension from the feeder with the results, as I said before, that the average tension remains constant. Then we have other many accessories, electronic devices that are very important to be integrated with the feeders. We have electronic control brakes that can even control the tension level between each peak, which is called the TEC tensioner. So you can set the tension level in different zones between each insertion cycle. You can brake more at the beginning, for example, less in the middle, and then brake more again at the transfer point for the grippers, and so on. So you can adjust it by zones. Then we have a bobbin switch sensor that is also a simple device, but very, very useful and very reliable to give a signal when the bobbin changes. That helps. In case of rapier, can even grant a faster reaction, as in the system I said before, to keep constant the yarn tension. In case of air jet, can be used also to control the weft insertion timing of the nozzles and other function of the looms at the bobbin change, so that the machine will rapidly, automatically adjust to the different condition with the different bobbin. Then we have a power weft lubricator, which is a oiler, motorized oiler that you see on the bottom of the picture. That is also a very accurate device to give the correct amount of oil if it is needed for some type of applications. Most important is to give only the oil that is necessary to grant a better weft insertion without any wasting and without any additional oil that can also interfere with the quality of the fabric. And that device, you can control perfectly the amount of oil that you want to give to the yarn. Then we also have knot sensors that can be used to detect knots, as I said. So they're in combination with the looms, then it can be decided also automatic knot removals, that the knot will not go inside the fabric. Another important point of this latest generation of feeders is, as I said before, our products are fully digital at the latest technological level, and also very much user-friendly. We have now given the possibility with a very simple device, which is a Wi-Fi access point, point-to-point Wi-Fi, so not connected to internet, but you can connect your mobile phones, your laptop, you can connect it with this access point directly to the feeder, which means that with your mobile phone, you can see exactly how the feeder is working, all the different data, the running condition. And for some advanced application, you can also change some parameters or adjust do some fine tuning for some special application that we will see later, especially for technical textiles. This is also very important for troubleshooting and maintenance. This is a device that all the weavers and the mechanical shops working with our product, they like very much. So very easy to use it. And I mentioned a little bit about technical textiles. Also, from our point of view, it's a growing sector with a small percent, but it's growing. And the fact is, though, that it is difficult to achieve the different targets and the different challenges in this sector. So we are working together with the loom makers to also let's say, give special functionalities on our feeders to support and find a specific solution for different type of yarns that are used in this sector. Some of them was mentioned before: glass fiber, carbon fiber, Kevlar, polyester, polypropylene, so different type of yarns that require maybe a different treatment than, let's say, than standard, to be able to be inserted in a proper way to this type of looms. That's why we have special lines of feeders we call the XD line, which is exclusive duty, or HD line, which is heavy duty. All these lines are very special, basically tailor-made for each customer, depending on the application, with different technical solution. Can be either mechanical, can be either software control. It depends, like I said, on the application. You see some pictures, but it's not all that we have. We can make very different combinations of different surface materials. Anything that is related in contact with the yarn in our feeders can be adjusted depending on the need. That is a very important message, because we are basically the only suppliers giving these possibilities. Then talking about air-jet looms that was also mentioned today, this is of course also important sector, especially also in Pakistan, in your area. You have seen before very interesting things regarding the latest technology for air-jet looms. I can show here what we did from our side. Also, air-jet looms need a feeder, of course, to pull the yarn from the bobbin and prepare it for the insertion. And furthermore, on the air-jet is not only that, but also we have to measure the length of the insertion. So each peak, each insertion length is measured by the feeder. And then we stop the yarn at the correct time at the end of the insertion so that the machine has the correct length, so it can be cut, woven, and then go to the next peak. The feeder that you see here in this picture is the latest generation called S3. And one of the main features also for air-jet looms is this break here at the end of the insertion. We call it pulsar. I can give you a brief information here. I'm sure you're familiar, but it's very, very important. Without that device at the end of the feeder, the machine will probably not work, or not with the speed that was mentioned before. Because also on air-jet, it's important to compensate somehow some kind of braking function, the arrival of the yarn, because I said before the yarn is stopped at the end of the insertion, but you can imagine such a high speed when the yarn is stopped before being woven, has to be compensated somehow, this tension peak that creates when the yarn is suddenly stopped by the feeder. So we can compensate with a pulsar brake. It works like a shock absorber, like in your car. We can reduce a lot the tension peak by minimum 40%, but in most cases more than half, which means that when the yarn arrives at the end of the insertion and is blocked, it will not break. Other way, without using this type of device, the yarn will probably simply break and fly apart, so the machine will stop. Then simple information to mention quickly to close this presentation is also that we are very active and important in the sector of retrofitting older machines. Of course, we are working with the loom makers for the new machines and to give the new technology for the latest loom, but we can also offer good packages to retrofit existing machines on the market. You see here a couple of products like Chrono X3 and Stella G2 that can be used. They can work on any type of linear or projectile looms with the latest, bringing basically the latest technology to a certain end also for this type of machines. We have Super LG2, which is also for air-jet looms, and is our masterpiece for retrofit, and also is used on some of the new machines. Then I can mention briefly, just to conclude, that as I said, we are expert to tension control. So if we stay on older machines when there is no possibility to control, to communicate with the loom because of older generations, then we can still grant to control the tension with passive tensioners, like the example here in this picture, which is called UniBrake, and we said is a revolutionary, which is basically true because I think all of you knows traditional leaf tensioners to give tension to the yarn. This is the latest version and generation that is self-cleaning, and you see the graphic, it can give a much higher performances and better, much longer lifetime compared to traditional leaf tensioners. Last slide is a message regarding Lurex yarn, or in general small flat ribbon yarns that can be woven on all machines we said before. This is not a zero twist device, but we call it low twist, which means that normally this Lurex or small ribbon yarns are in small bobbins side that can be inserted here on the feeder instead of the normal what we call the spool body that takes the yarn from the bobbins. In this case, the bobbins is inside the feeder, so the small Lurex package, and then goes through this sensor and then goes to the loom, to the machine. So this sensor can see the speed of the Lurex, immediately can detect it and adjust the unwinding speed. So we will unwind the yarn by rotating the bobbin. And in this way, like I said, it's not a zero twist device, but we can reduce a lot the twist of the Lurex when it's inserted in the machine. And this is a very specific product that is available only at Roy. and has been quite successful in the market where there is high use of Lurex yarns in the fabrics. So as I said, I try to be quick, but to give some important message and information regarding the weft insertion. I hope it was interesting, and if there is any additional question, I'm here available. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Botta. So the presentation, we don't have any more presentation, but if there are questions to the speakers of this morning, you can do it now. We have more or less 10 minutes to answer your question. Don't be shy.
Can I have one, please?
Sorry?
Can I have one, please? This is Dr. Talha Hamdani. First of all, I would like to thanks to all the speakers and the host for such an excellent piece of presentation. And I'm very happy to know that Italian companies related to the weaving machine manufacturing are capable and ready to adopt changing and challenging circumstances of weaving technical fabrics or high performance fabrics. I have a very quick question regarding the price competition, especially in comparison to the Japanese machine. Further, is there any feasibility report already available for buying and installation of Italian weaving machine? Thank you.
Do you want to send this question to weaving machine producer?
Yes, please.
Ok, so magari prima il tema, poi Smith. Signor Randa? Non è presente. Ecco, ok, vuole rispondere intanto lei e poi dopo diamo la parola invece al signor Sici.
La domanda però non l'ho capita bene, scusi, era quella di come ci confrontiamo rispetto ai produttori di macchine giapponesi o specificamente per il Pakistan?
No, credo che abbia parlato di Giappone. Sorry, can you please tell again your question?
Yes, my question was regarding the price competition, especially in reference to the Japanese companies, because in Pakistan we have most of the weaving machine from Japan or Belgium. So how do you compare? I understand the technical know-how present in Italian machines, but how do you compare your price tag with Japanese?
So se voi conoscete i prezzi delle produttori giapponesi.
Hi, this is Faizan speaking from ITEMA Middle East Area Sales Manager for Pakistan.
Faizan, can you answer?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
hear you.
I
am answering. Basically, Mr. Talha, this is Faizan speaking from ITEMA Middle East Dubai Area Sales Manager for Pakistan. And as compared to your question, what you have asked for the prices, we are very much flexible in the prices, but unfortunately there is no installment plan as yet. We have decided, but if you can see in the market for the last 2 to 3 years, we are heavily selling rapier machines, and we are very much competitive to the Japanese machine, the Belgium machines, and we are striving more, and we will be more flexible in future. I hope this answer your question.
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem.
Micic, do you have, Signor Micic, lei ha qualcosa da...
Yes, compare with the price, of course, especially when we are going to talk in technical fabrics, it's not easy to compare practically because we are very competitive, of course, in price, but each project has own characteristic and very unique most of the time. It's very difficult to generalize, to be honest. When we are entering in any technical sector, whatever is weaving or whatever, and each project becomes so unique and peculiarity are so high that it's difficult to compare and give value as numbers. Generally, we are competitive. Yes, I think all European manufacturers are very competitive. Consider the high quality. Also depends what we consider competitive in price. We need to compare not only the terms of the number itself, but what is compared to in terms of quality, efficiency, performance, and at the end, the final product. So if we consider all this, we may say, yes, we are competitive. I hope we answer to your question.
Okay. Other question?
Okay, I want to ask a question about the free flight rapiers. Would you please ask the concerned person?
Sorry?
I want to ask about the rapier, Smith rapiers, the free flight rapiers.
Yes, what is the question?
Yeah, but in fact, what is the question of free flight?
I want to ask that they are sort of flexible rapiers. So how they would deal with the high performance brittle yarns like carbon, glass and Kevlars. They are not the rigid rapiers. Surely they will have sort of friction with the warp shed. How compare with the rigid rapiers? Like the rigid rapiers from Dornier.
Yes, you are right. I go to answer, but I think Claudio later can also add something in terms of generally speaking for free flight, because they also ITEMA has. We start our, I mean, we engineered our machine with a free flight system. Okay, Smith produced only free flight system. This machine, this type of machine has been engineered, studied, produced since 83 years. And thanks to the system for the movement of the sleigh and the rapier, consider that we have, you know, spherical system. Okay, spherical crankshaft moving the sleigh and the ribbon. Practically, the kinematic law created by this spherical crankshaft allowed us to have a very linear and flat section of the ribbon. Sorry, there's a lot of noise. So I was saying, having this crankshaft, spherical crankshaft movement allowed us to have a very linear in section of the ribbon, despite they are flexible one. So practically we don't have friction, we don't have a breakage with the warp yarn. And this is the reason why also we have a limit in width. We reach maximum at the moment 3 loom for with a nominal read of 380. In this way, we can guarantee no friction, no breakage in the warp yarn, and this is what we do since 83 years. So the system is very well developed. I hope it's my answer. I don't know if Claudio.
Okay, Paul, this is Claudio from ITEMA. I can say that we are in competition, our company, so we are offering more or less the same technology solution to have a flexible rapier FPA is free flight without the hooks inside the shed. But you already, Paul, you already described perfectly. So I do not have any more, some more informations about that.
But I again want to ask the same thing. If the rapier is entering the shed, how will it stand there? It's not a rigid rapier. Definitely it would have certain sort of weight, most probably on the lower warp shed. How to avoid that friction in a flexible rapier as compared to a rigid rapier?
Consider, I'm not sure if I very well understood the question, but you are, I think, repeating the question how we guarantee not to have a friction with the rapier and the work yarn. Consider that also the opening of the shed and the design and as mentioned before from my friend Claudio for their loom, but the same for us in this case. The position, the angle of the shed and the position of the beating point, okay, of the reed are studied in order to have a perfect intersection of the rapier between the two lines, let's say, of the warp yarn, okay, which are very well and clean open in order to have this intersection, which is almost in the middle. It's happening in the middle of this angle, and thanks to the angle, position, design, we can guarantee that there is no friction. Dornier has a different technology using a different system with a rigid things, but honestly, also Dornier at the end, they have other counter indication, I mean, other issue for that. So in case of speed and cost and setup, etc. So we are talking two different technology. Talking about our one free flight with a flexible ribbon, we may say that thanks to the design of shed, position of the reed, beating point, and all these parts, we can guarantee that there is no friction or minimal, which doesn't create any problem or damage in warp yarn. I hope I'm clear, I'm not sure.
Ok, so intanto volevo chiedere ai relatori se riattivano la telecamera, così almeno se hanno altre domande possono vedervi. So if you want to deep the matter with the company, you can contact them. We will send all the information about speakers, including email address. So if you have an interest to deep the matter, you can do it on a separate session.
It's okay.
Okay, so other question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
My first question is from Sir Ranza Claudia from ITMA. My question was about the iRead. That's how iRead is different in technology with respect to the projectile reads we use in our productivity of fabric. How it is different?
Sorry, we cannot hear you very well. Can you repeat the question and the company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, my question is from Ranza Claudia, and I want to know that what's the basic between a projectile read and as you mentioned, iRead, which is in AirJet technology. iRead.
Yes, it's two very different things. iRead is specially designed only for AirJet, and obviously not for projectile at all. It's for AirJet. As you know, AirJet reads needs to have a tunnel in the middle. Yeah, and we developed a new shape of the and dimension of this tunnel, and also the position and the shape of the relay nozzle, just to in order to optimize the airflow that come inside the tunnel and make the flight of the weft yarn to be inserted. Projectile is a mechanical insertion. Hello?
Fine, sir. It's quite understandable. Yes, sir, it's quite understandable. Thank you, sir. And my second question was from Paul J. Mishesh from Smith company. So my question was about that how we can replace our conventional looms parts with the modified technology of free fly machine products, like how we can replace them. Can we replace a single part in the loom, or we have to replace the whole loom for the product for increase our productivity?
If I understood correct, you mean to replace the system for an old machine, which I assume from other brand, with a free flight system of Smith. Is it correct?
Yes, sir. I'm asking about it.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, we don't do this. I mean, we don't install the free flight system on other brands, or we don't replace. I mean, we don't adapt. It's not our job. The easiest answer is okay to replace the full machine. The machine starts itself, I mean, completely with the free flight. It's not only one part. It's not only a gripper or a ribbon. I mean, free flight system includes several components of the machine. One of the main is the heart, let's say the mechanical heart, with what we call spherical crankshaft, which allow to have the kinematic law of the machine designed in order to reach high performance, high speed, even in free flight. This is very important. So if you want to have an answer, it is possible to replace or to upgrade old loom from other brands with our free flight system. The answer is no, it's not possible. But we can talk about the machine, of course. I mean, from Smith. This is the case. If I correctly understood your question.
So thank you. And now our time is expired, and I would like to thank everybody for being here today. And thank you to speakers for their interesting presentation. Our next appointment will be on 9th of March. So we'll see here again. And thank you, everybody, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you to all. Thank you for participating, and thank you for hosting this nice meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.